morning, welcome aboard the Narwhal. We are out today very early. Well, very early, it's about 5:30. Today is the Royal Keys Marina annual boat angling competition. So Colin and I are in this to win this. We've come out really early and the plan is to get through the lock before everybody else. So we're going to come out, we're going to try and catch some baits in the river. I've brought my extra large bucket today to hopefully keep a few herring alive, and we'll take those out. And the plan is to be very specific today. We're going to go out to a particular patch of rocky ground and we're going to fish that all day as opposed to just flying around trying different wrecks and stuff. Just going to concentrate on the one patch. Hopefully that's where the big fish will be. We'll go for consistency as opposed to just trying to cover as much ground as possible. We might be anchoring up. Depends on how fast the drifts are, but if we get ourselves in prime position, we might well just drop the anchor and just stay there for the whole day. We've got 6 hours of fishing time. The competition starts from 8 o'clock, registration's at 7, so say now it's 5:30. Got an hour to catch some bait, then I'll go back in, tie up and get myself registered. Going for it today. So participation in the Royal Keys Marina annual boat angling competition isn't great today. I've seen a few boats come out to the mouth of the river, have a little fish and then turn around and go back in again. It's pretty rough. The wind's straight out of the northeast. The tide's also running in the same direction at the moment. It will ease off soon and we will be approaching slack water, which at least means that it might be a little bit flatter. At the moment it is quite rough. I'm steaming along to where I want to fish. It's not that pleasant, but I'm getting there. Just having to take it really slowly. And I'm hoping that I can get a hold of at least one fish, because I think one half decent fish today will win this. See how we go. Okay, so we've got our first fish. String of mackerel, but one of them looks like a nice live bait size, so at least that's good. I'm fishing hard. I've got a live bait out, I've got a fresh mackerel head out, and I'm jigging some soft plastic lures, which I've got something on now at last. Okay, under normal circumstances I'd put that cod back, but this is a competition and it's a legal cod, so it will be my dinner tomorrow. Alright, we've got a fish in the boat, thank God, because I've just had loads and loads of coalfish. The last few times I've been fishing, there's been huge shoals of coalfish, all of about 3/4 pound, and they're just voracious. And it's hard to get through them, it's hard to get down to the bottom without catching them. Anyway, good news is we've got a cod on board, coddling this one. Here's one of the better coalfish. There's absolutely thousands of these. It's a better size one of the coalies, but no use to me because I've got a bigger one than this, so happy to release these. So here's my jigging rig. I've got half of a set of daylights here. A set of daylights cut in half. There was 6 hooks originally, so I've cut them down to 3. On one I've just left the daylight. The second one's got a scurry seal on. And then down at the bottom we've got this pink jiggly prawn looking thing. It's catching fish, but not as big as ones I'd like. Yeah, I'm into a fish here. I took it on the strip of mackerel. Oh, it's a decent sized pollock. Okay, nice. Maybe it's a 4 pound pollock. Maybe 3 pounds, who knows. But it's bigger than my cod. Very nice. We've got 2 fish in the boat. Got 2 hours to go, so it's looking okay. Got a codling. There he is. We'll put him back because he's smaller than what we've got. Oh, it's pretty foul out here. It's 20 to 2. Been out since 5:30. Competition, well, the fishing for the competition began at 8 o'clock, and the weigh ends between 3 and 4. So I'm just going to head back in now because I don't know. I mean, the pictures will not show it, but the swell is. Even I'm feeling a little seasick, so it's not usual for me. I'm just going to head back in. There's just no fish biting for the last hour. I've covered loads of fish on the fish finder, but nothing's taken, so I'm just going to call it a day. At least I've got a couple of fish. I'll have to clean them and gut them because they weren't gutted fish. We'll see how we get on. Following sea, yeah. The waves break on this bit. It's just before the piers of the River Tyne. It suddenly gets very shallow, well, relatively shallow. Conditions have been pretty crap today, so there's been a lot of swell. It's been from the east, so the chop it's been breaking with white caps. I don't know if you can see the size of some of these waves behind me, but they're not small. But we've done our best. It's been a decent day. So I've made it back to the sanctuary of the bakery. It's nice to be back on dry land and to be in a sheltered environment. So it was a rough day out there today. Out of the 16 boats that entered, I was the only one that actually caught any fish, so hooray! First prize for me. Da, 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 da. So I've won £80. Pretty happy with that because I've never won a fishing competition before. I've never entered a fishing competition before, so 100% strike rate. It went well. I stuck to my plan. My plan was to go out really early, catch some bait, get through the lock, so I could get out there and have the full 6 hours actually fishing. The bait thing didn't go too well. I was out really early and honestly I could not hook anything in the river. So I was trying to catch small mackerel. Well, I was really trying to catch herring, sort of mid-sized herring, but I didn't get a bite of anything. Then I thought, okay, well, if I can't get those, I'll try and get a few mackerel. Couldn't even catch any mackerel, so it was a waste of time going out early, but well, you live and learn. It was a hard day out there because we were fishing 2 hours of the actual competition were over slack water, so that's never a good time to be fishing. And then the other thing as well, it's quite small tides at the moment, and there's not really much out there other than loads and loads of coalfish and small mackerel again. So I've been looking for small mackerel to try and catch them and use as live baits for pretty much the whole summer, and all I've been catching is big mackerel, like massive chunky mackerel that are far too big. Today actually there was sort of a plethora of like 8-9 inch mackerel, so the smallest I've seen that were a good size. I tried a couple of those as live baits, but there wasn't a big enough fish around to pick one up. The pollock that I caught, so the two winning fish are my the fish that I caught, both weighed, I mean they weren't big fish, they were both 3 pound fish. One was a codling and one was a pollock. The pollock came on a strip of mackerel, and the cod was on I think it was a Skerry's eel, or possibly that pink jelly worm that took the cod. Either way, they were both good enough to win, and since nobody else landed anything, I get the prize money. Successful day. Oh, and I should probably mention that again, heads up with the fish locker, because I used fish locker tactics, so all the rigs and stuff I've been using today, everything that I've learned from that channel, and I've had a really good year of fishing. So I'm not a very experienced fisherman. I've just come back over the last couple of years, and this is the first year of like really concentrated boat fishing that I've done, and it's been great. I've loved it. I've had some decent fish over this summer. Cod to £7, pollock to £6, and quite a few £5 cod, so it's been good. And yeah, pretty much all of the rigs that I've been using, all of the setups, all of the tactics, all of the awareness of tide times and whether the tide's running, or you know, which way the boat is in relation to the wind and the tide, and just everything I've learned off that channel. So fair play, mate, you do know your onions. So nice one. So I look forward to going back out on the boat catching fish next time. Alright, cheers.